Hi, this is part one of a two-part series on listening, deepening into the relationship between silence and sound. Listening is an essential part of voice work. It's an essential part of effective communication. And in this series, I want to look at that relationship, that edge between silence and sound, how those two dance and interplay. They're partners, really, silence and sound. And for most of us, one of them has gotten more playtime. So, how can we bring them into balance? How can we find appreciation for the one that isn't our usual way? How can we find how both of them are important elements to one whole thing, which is listening? We're going to be seeking the silence between the sound in this particular video. I'm going to be doing this in a way that is, um, is an intimate, personal connection to sound and silence. In part two, we're going to pay attention more to the environment, but we're going to start in part one with this inward journey. The inward journey will inform the outward. And all of it is going to, with continued practice, is going to help really build your ability, really shift how it is that you show up in communication, build your ability to allow the other space as well as yourself space in a conversation. So, in this first exercise I want to lead you through, I'd like for you to notice the sound as action and then notice the effect that that action has. So do this with me. Get comfortable wherever it is you'd like to be. It's probably better for you to be sitting up simply so you don't get sleepy, but you can certainly do this lying down. Simply get comfortable and let your eyes come to close. And take a moment to really become present through the sensation of touch. So notice where it is that you're being supported by the bed or the couch or the floor or the cushion underneath you, and give way to it. How can you become even 0.5% more comfortable? Now, I'd like for you to begin a hum. And in this hum, I want you to focus, instead of the sound from your ears, I'd like for you to feel the sensation of the hum inside of your body. Please continue the hum even as I'm talking. I want you to seek where you can feel the sound of the hum. So we're shifting the awareness from an external perception to an internal action, reality. Feel the hum, the vibration, and notice, where do you feel the vibration? Continue with the hum. Does it have an epicenter? Does the vibration, the sensation, seem to radiate outwards from that epicenter? If so, how far does that vibration extend? Begin to play with pitch. And notice where the sound, where the vibration travels in the body, if anywhere at all. If by chance you're not having a physical experience of the vibration, can you experience it on the emotional level? Can you perceive it from the mental level? Can you experience an energetic shift, state of mind, state of being as you are humming? To be clear, you don't have to have all of those. Those are simply options of things you might notice. I hope you've been humming this whole time. And now I'd like for you to let the humming come to a close. But keep your eyes closed. Let your jaw release. And listen with your body. Can you feel the memory of the vibration? The footprint. It's had an effect. Perhaps that effect is physical. Perhaps it's mental. Maybe it's emotional. Notice. And without labeling it, simply sit in that experience. I'm going to read to you from a book of one of my teachers, Dudley Knight. This is the book, Dudley Knight, Speaking with Skill. It's part of Knight Thompson's speech work, and um, I wasn't kidding when I said listening is an essential part of voice work and also accent work. So essential that it's mentioned at least a little bit in most every voice book. I haven't read every voice book, but I venture to say most every voice or speech book. So let me read to you from my teacher, Dudley Knight, his words. In a silence alive with the potential for sound, our awareness continues to expand and our acuity of perception increases. Emerging from this attuned awareness of silence, even the tiniest sound can have texture, imaginistic power, and can evoke the entire world within which the sound lives. So this exercise that you've just done begins to reattune the being to being in touch with that relationship between silence and sound, that there in silence is the potential for sound, and in silence, in sound, there is the potential for silence. Let me speak a bit, though, about silence, if I may. Again, from this same book. Uh, there it is, Speaking with Skill. This quote is actually going to be from Peter Brook, who is a famed director. Um, my teacher, Dudley Knight, is quoting him here. He's talking about a state of vibrant, alert awareness within which to find an equally vital form of silence. So this is Peter Brook. In the search for the indefinable, the first condition is silence. Silence is the equal opposite of activity. Silence that neither opposes action nor rejects it. In the Sahara one day, I climbed over a dune to descend into a deep bowl of sand. Sitting at the bottom, I encountered for the first time absolute silence, stillness that is indivisible. For there are two silences. A silence can be no more than the absence of noise. It can be inert. Or, at the other end of the scale, there is a nothingness that is infinitely alive, and every cell in the body can be penetrated and vivified by this second silence's activity. The body then knows the difference between the two relaxations. The soft floppiness of a body weary of stress, telling itself to relax, and the relaxation of an alert body when tensions have been swept away by the intensity of being. The two silences, enclosed within an even greater silence, are poles apart. So what we're getting at here, perhaps, is that silence that has a sense of aliveness to it. Let's begin the hum again. Go on ahead and begin that hum. And then let it come to a close. Again, seeking in, can you feel the memory of the sound? Humming again. And it comes to a close. Is your perception of the memory of the sound, the activity you were just doing, is it a physical perception? Can you still feel it? Is it an emotional perception? Energetic? Is it mental? It doesn't have to be all of them. Just one is enough. And now let's pay attention to this silence. I want you to think about humming again, but don't do it. Just think about it. Now, can you move it out of the thought as a mental act and into the memory of the sound as a potential? that there will be potential for sound here. You're going to hum again. The question that we're holding is, what is the edge between silence and sound? How does it feel? How does it show up? How do sound and silence interplay inside? I think that's enough for this video. I'm going to continue more in the next one. Um, Please feel free to comment below and let me know what your experience was. This ability to be in a receptive state when we are listening is essential. In fact, I'm not sure we have listening without it. And so much of our life is go, 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 do, do. That this ability to receive, this ability to really be able to give and receive is the vital component that I'm suggesting perhaps we need to build in order to become better listeners. Thank you so much, and I hope to see you in a bit.